Right.
Oh, I already know what your game of the year is going to be, Christian.
Yes. Well, yeah, my favourite game came out in 1998, so no prizes for guessing.
Yeah.
I actually didn't pay too much attention to the other games. I was really just looking out for games that I knew. So I can't remember the other games on the list, so I don't know if I'd be able to guess anyone's number one.
Oh, well, seeing as we're talking about games, let's get on with it.
Straight into it.
Straight into it.
No intro even.
Well, only do an intro when it's...
Hello, welcome back to
When
Inaudible, the podcast
feels
that's
natural.
impossible to listen to.
Oh, it's
Yes.
Richard's turn this week.
What? This is
Yeah, I never get to do it.
this is most unorthodox.
I know. I never get to do the intro. That's how topsy-turvy today is. I've got my hair up in a ponytail and everything. Like,
But you haven't...
fuck is going out the window
You
today.
haven't said who you are and who is with you and asked us to say hello.
I'm Richard, and with me, as always, is Christian. Say hello.
Hello? That's not right.
And Ozzy. Say hello.
Hello.
That's not...
Yeah, I have my own way of introducing
No.
things, Christian. We can't all just copy what you
Say
do.
hello,
Otherwise,
Ozzy.
What's the point?
Hello, Ozzy.
Thank you.
Say hello, Christian.
Hello, Christian. There we go.
Say
There we
hello,
go.
Richard.
Hello, Richard.
Okay, now we've
Good.
completed the circle and closed up all every end. Giggling.
The wheel turns and another podcast.
The wheel of time forever moves forward.
Exactly. Right, I've been reading A Word of Time. I'm halfway through book 2 and enjoying it immensely. Only
I have not read it.
12 and a half books to go.
I do not know what it is.
It's a series of books.
Oh, I thought it was an audio film.
Oh, it is. It's one of those text audio films,
Yeah.
text-based. Anyway, Game of the Year.
Give me the year 1998.
But first, 1999.
Results.
Result.
The
So,
results.
we had three options.
Options,
Dungeon
yes.
Keeper 2, Roller Coaster 2 Tycoon, and Command & Conquer Tiberian Sun.
Nice.
So,
2 beers under the sun.
exactly.
Yeah.
Precisely.
It's like an ITV sitcom about some people in Benidorm. If only there was a name for a sitcom about people in Benidorm. I can't think of one.
It's the crossover between Benidorm and 2 pints of lager and a packet
Yeah.
of crisps. Two beers and a packet of crisps. Well, no, just 2 beers under the sun. 2 beers in Benidorm?
That is
Yeah.
a wonderful little Venn diagram that I don't think has ever been drawn up before.
It'd be like dos cerveza and a packet of crisps. I don't know what the Spanish for that is.
What the hell was that?
Dos cerveza. It's Spanish.
De cerveza. Oh, yeah.
Español. I speak the Spanish. Anyway, so in third place, with 20% of the votes, Command & Conquer Tiberian Sun.
Yeah, that's fair.
That was... Oh no, in second... Forget it. In second place, 30%, Dungeon Keeper 2.
Ooh.
That was, this is what I was going to say, running away with it like 2 days ago when I looked. But a change has taken place.
You've got to remember 1 week to just look every day and sort of see the average of like how many it goes up and down and changes by each day.
Well, I do look on the regs, but normally...
Do you look on anything else?
yeah, I look on the website, and normally one of them just pulls away and stays there, or one of them pulls away and then another one takes its place, and I've mentioned it every time. In first place, 50% Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Hey.
That was Roller Coaster Tycoon, by the way. I've said that really quickly.
Week of strategy, wasn't it?
Yeah, strategy year.
Strategy week. Yeah.
Planet of Hats.
The week of the year of strategy.
Exactly. But right
The
here,
week of the year of the strategies.
right now, on an Audible 35, so we're halfway to episode 70.
Oh,
It is Game of the Year 1998.
we're gonna
Yes,
run out of
indeed it is.
games before that, though.
Yes.
We'll have to find something else to do then.
Oh, we have things.
Yeah, we were gonna do that Doctor Who thing, weren't we?
Doctor Who. Doctor,
Oh yeah, review a series
Doctor
at a time.
Review.
Yeah, and just random bits and bobs. Bristolian Hogwarts.
Yes.
Would it just
So-
basically be a public school version of Hogwarts?
Dr.
Review? No,
Dr. Review. Yeah.
Doctor Who.
Dr. Review. Dr. Review.
98.
Anyway, yeah. So
This is why I'm not the creative one of the group.
I've got 2 on my list. How many have you two got? We'll go smallest to biggest.
You've got 2?
2?
I've only got 4.
Oh.
I've got 7.
Yeah.
7? I think
Wasn't
it's
a good year for us.
best to go smallest to biggest, because then we save the biggest till last. Just like...
Is that what they always tell you?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, you don't want to stretch the hole too wide
No.
before the other 2 go in.
That's how accidents happen.
This is true.
Bit of carriage, it's not nice.
One-way ticket to Prolapse City.
Is that next to Buttrip Blvd?
Yeah. Well, that's the episode title, sorted.
You're welcome, Internet.
Wrong peak this week.
I mean, someone else might come up during the episode, and
Yeah,
I might chicken out of calling it that, but I just wonder what people would think when they see that in their feed.
Buttrip Blvd.
They'll probably get a very different idea as to what this podcast is actually about.
Yeah. Oh, dear. Anyway, number 2. The runner-up for me, Game of the Year 1998, is...
1998?
Yes. Well, I think we all know this game. It's presented by Sony Computer Entertainment Europe in our case. It's Universal Interactive Studios production. It's programmed, created, and developed by Naughty Dog. It is, of course, Crash Bandicoot Warped.
Warped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Press start to begin.
I'm wondering if this
start
is going to be on all of our lists.
Nope.
No? you fail us, Rich.
Because I never played it.
Oh.
Yeah, I haven't. I've played a bit of the Insane trilogy, but not in. And I think we discussed in earlier episodes that that doesn't count because it's a completely different game.
Okay. I can never remember.
I can't remember
I've
what we
played
said.
a bit of 1, but I've never played 3.
Oh. In IMO, 3 is the best of the 3.
I have heard that. Yeah.
In my O as well.
Yeah. In my Aussie.
Lovely. Right, so number 1 is, of course, no surprise to anyone who's been paying attention to what my favourite games are, because it is my favourite game of all time, is Oddworld Abe's Exodus.
Oh, yeah, okay, I did see that. Okay. I can never... I remember it's an Oddworld one. I can never remember which Oddworld... You know, the odd word in the sentence.
Yes.
Exodus comes second, Odyssey comes first, doesn't it?
Yes.
I can never
Odyssey,
remember
and
which
there was going to be
of them.
Munch's Exodus.
Yeah, but yeah, Abe's Exodus is great. I recently went back to it and 100%ed it, and it's still great. Still holds up.
Excellent.
The great thing about it is, because it's my favorite game series as well. It's got such a great kind of plot line and story and message and all that kind of stuff.
And then Stranger's Wrath happened.
And
It's got a humour to it as well.
yeah, and as well as that, it's also got the humor. It just kind of it feels like it's not taking itself too seriously, even though it's got a really serious message. But the gameplay,
That's the best way to do a serious message.
So I never really liked Odyssey that much. I didn't really like New and Tasty that much either, because it was just kind of samey and very, very difficult. Whereas Abe's Exodus is just as difficult, but they make it easier to play by giving you things like quick saves and what have you. And it's a bloody long game, but at no point does it ever feel repetitive.
That is always a good thing.
I love it. It's such a good game. The whole feel of it is just perfectly catered to my needs. I think it's just a perfect fit for me. Love it.
Hole.
Exactly, and I love to fill it.
This get yeah.
This were you going to say this is like the smut episode?
I was going to say this is getting sexual really quickly, like quicker than usual.
That's one of our taglines, isn't it?
Well,
What, quicker than usual?
Isn't one big glorious hole from Red Dwarf?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Remember, you already are one glorious hole backwards.
Okay. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
That's what I was referencing. I don't always try to go the sexual route, even though it sounds like it sometimes.
It does tend to be the way things always end up, isn't it?
So the moral of the story is check out Christian's 100% Oddworld Abe's Exodus playthrough on youtube.com/Invisible Tower.
Oh.
That was the moral of the story.
A little link, if you're listening to this on YouTube, you just scroll down a little bit, there's a link with Invisible Tower right next to a little icon. Click on that, follow it, and then I don't know, have you got a playlist? You made a playlist? Yeah, playlist, there we go. Easy to find.
I wonder if we've got any emails that weren't spam. I check this every now and then. Yeah, no, nothing. Absolutely nothing. The last
Send us emails, damn it, people.
The last interesting thing I had was someone talking about wanted me to play some MOBA that they were making, and I wasn't interested. No one likes MOBAs. MOBA, they're not popular. No one's playing them.
No, it's all about Overwatch these days.
What's a MOBA?
It's a game genre.
Multi-online battle arena.
I'm glad you knew what it meant.
Oh, okay. As you can establish by this entire podcast, we kind of focus on the games before that era.
Yes.
Games
Although,
these days.
I can't remember what I said, but I want to retroactively put Overwatch in my top 5 games of whatever year it came out.
I only care about the winners.
I know, I'm just saying I've retroactively put it in there because I've been playing a shit ton of it recently and I absolutely love it.
That's fair enough. Whoever's updating the wiki in the future when we're popular and is listening back to all the podcasts can go back and put that in.
Wait.
There'll be like a bit of red text just saying retroactively added in episode 36 or whatever.
Citation 3, and then at the bottom there'll be a link to the podcast.
Wait, so we're allowed to change stuff now, are we?
No.
Can I go back and change my number 1 for a year?
Oh.
Because I hadn't played a game that for that year would be my game of the year.
Is it Breath of the Wild?
What year and what game?
Yeah, Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Because I chose Digimon next order, but as much as I love Digimon, Breath of the Wild knocked it out for me this year.
It's got sexual again.
It's
well, I mean, it doesn't make any difference.
No, we're not. Yeah, no. People of the wiki of the future, get on it. I was just trying to make a joke.
Don't do that.
But it's all I've got.
Continue with your list, Ozzy.
I will, but I really need to get a drink. I've been trying to say, but we could.
Did you start the list? I don't remember you started.
No.
Yeah.
That's why before I do start, I need to quickly run and get a drink.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Just go.
Excuse me a moment, but the microphone camera webcam's on the cup. There we go.
Well, we'll have Warhammer chat.
Anymore because
I was about to say that. Yes.
Oh, I'm just not coming over.
You can
still hear me.
Okay.
So, Warhammer chat.
Warhammer chat.
How's your what army is it you've got? Did you say you had Tau?
Tau. Yeah.
The mechas.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Oh, that was quick.
Yet. Hold on. My room's really unorganised and.
Okay, so we'll come back to Warhammer chat afterwards.
There we go. Now I have to go down. I'm gonna keep I need to put the mic somewhere now because I just put it down. Hold on.
Are you having problems there, Oz?
There we go.
I think that's a yes.
And now headphones are on, and I'm back in the room.
Oh, hello.
I don't know how much of that you heard, but I tried to commentate.
3, 2, 1. You're back in the room.
As much.
Look at my eyes. Look around me. Look at my eyes. You're under.
There was a BBC where it was an indent, probably.
Ident.
Yeah, I know.
See, to me, that was perfectly in sync.
It will be in the edit.
No.
Never.
It's the law of the channel.
Yeah, no, there was a ident with a Dalek just going through the Come Fly With Me airport.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Can I just point out, Oz, I love how you say that word.
Indent?
What?
No, the villain from Doctor Who.
Dalek.
Yeah.
You know, the Daleks.
Yeah, because it sounds like you're putting an R in there. You're so West Country, it's fantastic.
Bristolians do that. Have you ever heard of hypercorrection? Which is where I can't think of any examples now. I'll Google it, so I've got an example, and then I'll smooth it out in the edit, so it seems like I had one at the tip of my tongue. Hypercorrection.
This is where you hypercorrect yourself.
Yeah. So it's when you think you're saying it wrong, so you correct yourself, but actually you're making it wrong.
Worse.
Yes.
Further from the truth. Oh.
So that page is really difficult to read, so I can't be bothered. But yeah, anyway.
A little bit like that Whispers game. Where
Chinese Whispers.
Yeah, I don't know if it's still called that nowadays.
I don't give a fuck if it's not called that anymore. That's what I knew it as.
That's what I always. Yeah.
Same way it's brainstorm, not mind map.
Yeah, it's just like the game. It's like Chinese whispers, where the further away it gets, the more distorted from the truth it gets.
Yeah.
No, that's not what it's like at all. So, like, for example, I found an example from Thunderbirds.
Go.
Yes. So, for example, people drop the H's from words, so have becomes av.
Yes.
So
that's what I was trying to think of. I do that all the time.
But a hypercorrection is an incorrect correction. So Parker says, we'll have the aristocrats here soon, because he's corrected himself dropping the H of aristocrats, even though he hasn't dropped an H.
Oh.
So saying Dalek is like it's an opposite hypercorrection, because, for example, there might be something like, I know, the word harsh, for example. We pronounce the R, but then other people might not pronounce the R. They'll be like harsh, like that.
Harsh.
So
Bath.
people are saying Dalek as if most people are saying it D-A-R, but then Bristolians pronounce the R that isn't there.
Yeah.
So it's like an opposite hypercorrection. Well, that went on a bit, but there you were.
See, that is actually genuinely interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah. And
That's not even like
power.
a sarcastic thing. I genuinely did not know that was a thing.
No, I did.
That was Christian's Knowledge Corner. Game of the year, 1998.
I'd always noticed...
Is that what you put on your Tinder profile? Your knowledge corner.
That doesn't make any
Come and learn things you didn't even know were possible.
You don't want to see his knowledge corner. I accidentally walked into that room at his house once, and I've been scarred for life.
It's just a load of brains.
you just don't go to the knowledge corner. Since my childhood, that has been with me.
It's a corner in the house. If only we could forget.
It's the only problem is you don't know which corner in the house it is until you actually get into the corner.
It just changes every time.
You know.
And that's no. Well, it stays the same, but once you know, you know, and there's no unknowing of the knowingness.
Now we know.
Oh God.
Okay, like 20 minutes, and we've been waiting for my
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, get on with it. Jeez.
year 1998, number 4.
We've still got to do Rich's like 50 choices.
It's not 50. It's less than that. Continue.
Number 4, Spyro the Dragon. I was never really big on Spyro. I liked it, but when it came to PlayStation platforming games, the one I always preferred was Crash Bandicoot.
Fair.
Just the Crash. I was more into the Crash Bandicoot series as a whole than Spyro. I think I only ever played the first Spyro and a Game Boy Advance Spyro.
Game Boy Advance Spyro. Oh, was that purple or something like that, or green or something like that?
I swear, I know once upon a time they released a Game Boy Advance double pack with a Crash Bandicoot game and a Spyro game.
Yeah.
That's what I played. So number 4, Final Fantasy Tactics.
Oh, Tic Tacs.
Tic Tacs. It's a tactics game using Final Fantasy characters. It's very.
When you say tactics, do you mean like
strategy?
Strategy, yeah.
You get into Command & Conquer, or like Advance Wars? Or like Final Fantasy?
Like EU4.
Little bit of Fire Emblem-ish, maybe. Do you know that?
That would help so much if I actually played Fire Emblem.
Okay. You've got your story and your gameplay, but then when you get into
one of those games,
but then each level, you've got your people on the map, and a bit Advance Warsy. Yeah, that's probably the closest I can think of to it.
Advance Warsy, and then you get into Final Fantasy Combat, I'm guessing.
No. It's more of a tactics strategy game than an actual RPG.
You might have just sold me on a Final Fantasy game.
It's a PlayStation 1 game. I believe it's got good reviews from what I've heard other people talking about it. So, yeah, give them a go.
Go them a give.
I think I might.
Yeah.
It's on PSP as well, so...
I think they've had quite a few... There's a sequel for Game Boy Advance, I think. they've had a few tactics. They've got those tactics. Release as many games under the name Final Fantasy with as many genres as you can to try and get popular.
Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, and then for some reason Final Fantasy 12 is in the because it's in the same world.
Oh.
And now I suddenly remember why I hate Final Fantasy.
Well.
Anyway.
See, this is
Final Fantasy was on the Wonder Swan? What the fuck is the Wonder Swan?
I wonder.
It's
Digimon.
hang on, no, I have to. It's a Japanese-only game, and there was Digimon games released for it.
Oh, the Wonder Swan.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Bandai, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think I've seen Ash's review of this thing.
We played it. It's the one with like Ken's childhood backstory where he meets Ryu.
Yeah. Rio.
Close.
I like how Richie went.
It was made by Gunpei Yokoi.
What the hell is
the Game Boy?
What the hell is the Wonder Swan? And then Ozzy said it's a games console, and you went, "Oh, it's the Wonder Swan." And now I know what it is.
It's because like I saw the name and it's just like, I think I recognise this, and then I saw the picture of what it actually looked like, and I was like, oh, Ashens did a review of it.
Okay, I didn't have the visual.
And it's designed by the same person who did the fucking Game Boy.
Oh.
Gunpei Yokoi.
Oh, that's what you were saying.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gunpei. Where were we? Oh yeah.
Anyway, wait. Final Fantasy Tactics was your X number.
Number 3.
Yep.
Now this is where you're going to be possibly a little bit shocked, because my number 2 is The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. And people may think this would be my number 1 with how much I bang on about Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
But Crash Bandicoot Warped is a game which is my number 1, obviously.
Spoilers.
I kind of gave away that it was going to be on my list, and now that I've mentioned all but number 1, it's obviously going to be Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
Fair.
I got this game the year it came out, so how old was I in 1998?
6-ish?
6. I was 6 years old, so I wasn't even into Zelda at that age. I ended up going back and playing a lot of the older games after getting into Zelda in my early teens, back in school and stuff.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So, yeah, it is my favourite Crash Bandicoot game. I've completed it God knows how many times. It's the game I think of when you say Crash Bandicoot to me.
Yeah.
So
I think it's the same with most people. It's almost universally just people think it's the best one.
I just think of Crash Bandicoot. But then again, I'm a plebeian of the Nintendo genre, so you know.
Well, no, I'm 90% Nintendo, but in your childhood, you get bought games rather than choosing the games you want. So I just had a PlayStation 1 between me and my sister, and we had Crash Bandicoot Warped.
Fair enough.
So it was one of those situations.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Did you know Gunpei Yokoi invented the D-pad?
Yep.
Oh. For the Game Boy?
No, just in general. He designed it. He created it. And the Virtual Boy, so you know, ups and downs.
Well,
any other boy.
There was a left and right as well.
DS that's
I wish I thought of that a second ago. Oh, sorry.
You're going to edit that to make it look better, aren't you?
Nah.
No, he truly was a genius person. Anyway, cool. So my list, yes?
Yes, your list, yes. 7.
Cool. So the 3 honourable mentions I have are Grim Fandango.
Oh, yeah.
Yoshi's Story.
Oh, yeah.
And No One Can Stop Mr. Domino.
Oh, yeah.
It's an on-rails puzzle game.
Okay. You're off the rails, mate.
Yeah, you're going around a track as an anthropomorphic domino, and I can't believe these words are actually coming out of my mouth.
Wow.
And you sort of lay down dominoes in a path to hit trick tiles that you have to set off in next go.
So are the dominoes you're laying down like your slaves because they're the same species as you?
Lay down before me.
It would be kind of weird. It's like walking along the street and just shitting out a copy of yourself. Yeah.
Oh wow! Out of the rectum.
They're felled clones, so you sort of shit them out, but they can't move and they just sort of flop there.
It's a very unique game, and it's good fun. Anyway, yes, that was an honorable mention. Number 5, Spyro the Dragon.
I've never played
Yep.
Spyro.
So good. So good.
Was it? I think it was Hidemaru was saying I ought to play it. Someone was saying I ought to play it.
Yeah.
And I was like,
like I said, it is a good game. I do like
my feelings on Spyro in a bit. Number 4, Star Wars Rogue Squadron 1.
Any colons in there?
You were expecting like a stupidly crazy long title, weren't you?
Yep. I thought you were only half finished.
I mean, it can technically be Star Wars Rogue Squadron 3D for the PC version, which is the one that came out in 98, which is the one I played first, but yeah.
That's a long title.
Oh, shut up. But yeah, it's good
That's
fun.
what you've got to... If that was number 1, that's what you'd have had to have typed out on the...
Like the whole sentence.
Yep.
We're still going. This is all part of it.
Close comma.
And...
But the best thing is it had like an Easter egg of the Naboo starfighter before the film was even out. Like,
what, Phantom Menace?
Yeah. Like, they didn't discover it for like 6 months afterwards.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
It's brilliant. And it's like, it's one of the first and greatest flight sims I've ever played. Obviously, bettered by number 2. But, you know.
Yeah, no, I've heard
good fun.
I've heard a lot of good things about that, actually, even without this list.
Great fun. However, there was a game that came out technically the year before, which is so much better. Anyway, number 3, Banjo Kazooie.
Is it year of platformers this year then?
I think it might be. Yeah.
Oh.
Banjo Kazooie.
Platformers were big in the late 90s. Well, just in the 90s.
Because of Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah,
pretty much.
We'll get to that later.
Banjo Kazooie, oh my fucking god, it is so good. Like the one reason that I prefer this to Banjo Kazooie to Mario 64 is that when you get like the jiggy in the version of the stars, you don't have to leave the world. You pick it up and then you can carry on playing the game. You don't have to go back to the hub world after every time. It's so refreshing and nice and just fun to play. And really good comedy as well, because it was rare. So, and it's English. There we go.
Ah, didn't know that.
Yeah. It's something that was very rare about them. Yeah. That was that. Number 2, Half-Life 1.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
Are you never played the Half-Life games?
Ditto.
It literally redefined how FPSs were done.
It definitely did. That's not an exaggeration in the slightest.
How many frames per second was it? But yes, just. Well, come on, they could have thought of a better acronym or something for it, considering there was already frames per second out there.
Shooter in the first person.
Yeah, or, so, or just shooting games or something. Shooters, just call them shooters.
Chest shooter, because you're like in the person's chest.
So if something is an FPS RPG, then that is like
frames per second rocket propelled grenade.
Yeah.
Well, no, because then there's more letters added to it. So FPS RPG isn't being used for anything else. However, just FPS on its own is being used for frames per second. So anyone who doesn't play games but knows frames per second,
I guess
they could have thought of something better for one of them.
Probably, yeah.
Fingers per slap.
Anyway, yeah.
Someone's got a very odd sounding Facebook notification then.
Half-Life.
Yeah.
And of course, because I'm pretty sure you might have guessed this already, my number 1 is Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I won't be disappointed if you win this year, Rich.
No.
No.
I prefer Majora's Mask, but yeah, Ocarina of Time is phenomenal.
Hate to be controversial again, but Ocarina was never one of my favourites.
I can understand why completely.
I mean, I love it because it's Zelda, but
Like, I've always thought that to be a real fan of something, you have to be able to criticize it.
Yeah.
Like, I love Zelda to death. I love Ocarina of Time. But, oh boy, is it not aged well.
And not a lot of the early ones have, to be honest.
Well, that's the thing, like...
But they're still
the very
playable.
first Legend of Zelda has aged fairly well. Like, that is still fun to play.
Well, yeah, but is that because that style of graphics have come back in nowadays? Probably. It's now nostalgic to play 8-bit graphics.
It's more to do with the gameplay as well, I think.
Yeah.
Whereas in 2005, you got people who'd never played Zelda before playing the first 2 Zelda games might have been like, oh, this is a bit shit, whereas all the 3D and...
I mean, to this day, I still haven't played past the first dungeon of Zelda 2, just because I don't like it. But,
I think I got to the first dungeon with that one.
I just can't remember. It's such an oddball Zelda 2, but yeah.
Yeah. I've got it on the 3DS, but I haven't played it since.
The 3DS.
3DS.
I have a physical copy of the very first Legend of Zelda sitting on my shelf right now.
Is it close enough that you could give it a tap that we can hear on the microphone?
I can try and grab it if you want.
It's just before when you mentioned your old computer, you gave it two knocks so that we knew it was there.
Hang on, get ready for some hot audio action.
Oh.
Okay, you ready?
Oh, yep.
I wondered if it had happened then and we couldn't hear it.
Hang on. It's coming out of the case.
You'd fallen off your chair and died.
Let's see if you can get it coming out of the case.
Oh.
And...
Lovely.
There it is.
That's
good stuff.
Definitely something made of plastic.
Oh, yeah. That's just how I like it.
It's been sat on the shelf for a while. Fuck's sake.
You see,
I might as well stuff my nest later on and die from that.
I played it on the re-release for GameCube because I had that box set with the 4 games in.
Oh god, yeah, that was so good.
That's how I got introduced to those 4 Zelda games. Before that, I'd only played Game Boy Color games.
Oh, Ages and Seasons, yeah.
Yeah, and Minish Cap.
Oh, love Minish Cap.
And my cousin had... I need to actually play it properly because I never finished it. Is it Link's Awakening, the one where he's on the island?
Oh yeah, I have that one on the DS.
I'll probably just end up getting it at some point.
Yeah, it's worth it. It's good fun. Anyway, yeah, that's my number 1.
Cool.
Yeah, no.
Ocarina of Time.
Cool.
What was yours? Warped, Ozzy?
Warped.
Yeah, trying to keep
What was yours, Christian? That's a strong year.
That is a strong lineup.
I won't be disappointed with any of them, to be honest, because I'm Oddworld games are probably my least favourite. Sorry, Christian, but I do like of the 3. I like all 3 of them in some way.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I watched your entire playthrough of it, Christian, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Thanks very much. Did you even watch the bit where I was stuck on the same screen for 24 minutes?
Yes, I did. I watched all 24 minutes of it.
Oh my god. Oh, it's giving me the shivers.
I was getting as frustrated as you were. I just want to point out while we're still in game chat, or do you want to end the list thing now?
I think it's finished. Go for it. The gates are closed.
I was expecting a ding.
No.
Okay.
That was nowhere near him.
Announced today.
Oh.
Recently.
Oh.
The Spyro Reignited trilogy.
Is that like the Insane trilogy?
It is.
Oh.
It's being released in September.
Fair enough.
Okay.
So yeah.
So it's basically, oh look, Crash Bandicoot are getting money after all these years because they've released this. Let's do the same.
I think it's more the case of, people actually really like what we did with this.
Yeah.
Let's do it for Spyro as well.
No, fair enough.
Yeah. And, oh my god, it looks good.
It's quite disappointing though, in a way that, part of it obviously is nostalgia, but it does actually just feel like a lot of the best games have already come out and they're kind of running out of things to do now.
They're having to remaster everything.
Yeah. It is a little bit sad.
Well, I think we've got some of these sequels to films as well.
Yeah, yeah. Alright, cool. Yeah, I probably won't get it myself because I never played Spyro, so I don't have that nostalgia for it.
I probably will.
I approve of this message.
So, like, when
I'm Ray William Johnson, and I approve this message.
Yeah, that's the one.
There's a thing from the depths of the Internet Archive. Good God. Anyway, you're saying else.
No,
sorry, let me reverse it. I'll reverse it in the edit.
Oh, you don't have to, don't matter.
I definitely will. I've said it now.
You're actually going to do effort?
I always do effort. I really don't like this attitude that you have about me and my editing.
I mean...
You brought it upon yourself.
Yeah, thank you.
After years of laziness. You may start getting fancy with editing now, but boy who cries wolf.
I should have said something earlier if only I could have been bothered.
It's like where I say, oh, you'll do that in the edit, and it's like really, really simple, like, and then you just go, nah, I won't. It's like, not even like I could, but it'd be too tricky. Just like no, not going to do that, can't be bothered.
Don't even put the effort into thinking of an excuse.
And the thing is, you won't even take the effort to cut out me insulting you and just leave that in.
Yeah, well... Now you've said it.
See, now you're going to take extra special amount of time to edit this together and make me sound like a dick.
See, Rich,
that shouldn't take too much effort.
Rich,
what you've got to be careful with these podcasts, Rich, is that it's basically his time to shine as a DM. So you've got to be careful what you say around him because he could turn it around on us in the edit.
I don't have any dice to hand.
I'll have to roll a d20 to see if I can cut out your bad bits.
You don't have a d20, do you?
No, I don't. Well, there you go. That sells it.
Roll a d6. Roll a d6 and then judge it out of a scale of 6.
Oh, they're too far away, or I'd roll it right now.
I might have one there.
Roll d6 3.5 times?
There are ways to do it, because Warhammer always used to have D10 and D20 and everything, but all with D6s.
Yeah, but the one we played was always all D6s, wasn't it?
Like, 3 would be 50-50, so... You got a 4.
Oh.
We didn't establish what the numbers meant.
No,
4
I know,
is my favourite number.
I've only got a d6.
I thought 3 was your favourite number.
No, 3 is the magic number.
Yeah.
My favourite number is at least 3.
See, like, for some reason, I can't remember if I booked it off or not, but I actually have this Saturday off.
But believe it or not, we are actually meeting up this Saturday. For the Order of Next Beings.
That's what we're slowly ascending.
The Order of Next Beings.
That is definitely the name of our
cult. You haven't quite clicked confirm yet, but...
That's a brilliant cult name, just saying, you know.
The Order of Next Beings.
Yeah.
Or the Next Order of Beings?
Right, no, next order.
Your next order will be delivered on the 26th.
Next orders, please.
So if you try, are you going to have to try and set up everything before I get there?
Who, me?
And then we just crack straight into Digimon?
Yeah, I'll just try and remember to pull out the microphone this time.
Oh yeah, shit. Oh yeah. Well, actually, wait till I get there. Wait till I get there. You have problems whenever I'm not there. I don't do anything. I'm just some kind of good luck charm when it comes to setting that shit
You're
up.
the mascot.
I'm the mascot. That's it. I'm your fairy. Hey, listen.
You said it, mate, not us.
As in Zelda fairy.
I know.
On that
That's
bombshell.
why I made
on
the
that glorious
reference.
bombshell.
Next time, bye.
Next time, bye.
But that was the end of the podcast. I guess we better hang up the call then. We're going to do less talking about Warhammer and more doing about Warhammer.